So you're thinking about your healthcare savings for 2026, and maybe it feels a little complicated. Well, it really doesn't have to be. In this explainer, we're going to cut right through the jargon and give you a super clear, simple guide to really mastering your MediSave. We'll get into the limits, all the benefits, and of course, the smartest ways to top up. Here's the game plan for today. First up, we'll nail down what your savings goals should even be. Then, we'll dive into the really powerful reasons for topping up. We're talking tax savings and some nice risk-free growth. We'll also look at the trade-offs you need to think about, figure out who this strategy is absolutely perfect for, and then wrap it all up with a simple step-by-step guide. All right, let's get right into it. Every good financial plan, and I mean every single one, starts with a clear target. And when it comes to our healthcare savings, that key number is something called the Basic Healthcare Sum, or BHS for short. So let me ask you this. Just take a second to think about it. What's your number? How much do you really think you'll need to cover your health costs way down the road? It's a huge question, right? But thankfully, there's actually an official benchmark to help us figure it out. And that official benchmark is the BHS. Now, it's really easy to just think of this as some kind of cap on your account, but it's so much more than that. You should really see it as the government's best estimate of what an average person will need to handle basic healthcare costs for their entire retirement. So, for 2026, here it is. The big number to keep in your head is $79,000. If you're 65 or younger, this is the target that all your contributions are aiming for, whether they're the ones you have to make or any extra cash you decide to put in. But just look at the trend here. I mean, the story is pretty clear, right? The BHS is not a fixed target. It climbs up every single year. This is basically to keep pace with rising healthcare costs. And it's a really good reminder of why it pays to get ahead of the game. Okay, so what happens when you actually hit that $79,000 goal? Does your money just stop growing? No way. There's this really clever overflow system that kicks in. It automatically starts moving any extra funds over to your special or retirement account, so your money keeps on working, helping to build up your retirement income. Now for the really fun part, the rewards. You've got your mandatory contributions going in, but why would you ever choose to put extra cash into your MediSave? Well, let's get into the awesome reasons to make a voluntary top-up. And this is where it gets really, really good. Topping up gives you this incredible triple advantage. First, and this is the obvious one, you're building a rock-solid safety net for your health. Second, and this is huge, you get immediate tax relief. Every single dollar you top up to $8,000, comes right off your taxable income. And third, your money grows at a stable, risk-free rate of at least 4%. That's pretty hard to beat. And believe it or not, it actually gets even better in 2026. There's a brand new incentive launching called the Matched MediSave scheme. And this is a total game changer for certain groups. It's designed to help them boost their savings faster than ever before. So here's how it works. If you're between 55 and 70, you've got less than half the BHS saved up, and you meet a few income and property rules, the government will literally match your top-ups dollar for dollar. That's up to $1,000 of free money every year straight into your account. A really powerful boost. Okay, so we've seen all the amazing benefits. But making a smart decision always means looking at both sides, right? Topping up is a fantastic tool, for sure. But it might not be the right move for absolutely everyone at every single moment. Let's look at what you need to consider. This right here is the key question you've got to ask yourself. Right now, today, with everything else going on in your financial life, is putting cash into your MediSave the absolute best possible use of that money? And this slide shows the single biggest trade-off perfectly. It's all about liquidity. The cash you have in the bank is flexible, right? It's there for any emergency that pops up. But a MediSave top-up, well, that's a one-way street. Once that money goes in, it's locked in for healthcare. You can't just pull it out for other things. Which brings us to a choice about your priorities. Do you top up your special or retirement account to build a bigger income for your day-to-day life in retirement? Or do you focus on your MediSave to make sure your health fund is secure? Both are super important, and the right answer for you really just depends on which area needs more of your focus right now. So let's see how this all plays out for different kinds of people. I mean, pretty much anyone can benefit, but a voluntary top-up is especially smart for certain folks. So who really stands to gain the most from doing this? You can really boil it down to 3 key groups of people. First, you've got the self-employed and all the freelancers out there. Second, anyone who's supporting dependents, like their parents or a spouse. And third, People who are getting pretty close to retirement. So let's just quickly break down why. For the self-employed, well, you don't have an employer putting money in for you, so you have to build this fund up yourself. If you've got dependents, you can help secure their healthcare and get a nice tax break for yourself. And for those of you nearing retirement, this is your last chance to really beef up those health savings while you still have a regular income coming in. Okay, so you've weighed the pros and the cons, you've thought about it, and you've decided a top-up is the right move for you. The great news is the actual process is incredibly simple. It really just comes down to 3 easy steps. First, log into your account and just check your top-up limit. It's simply that $79,000 number minus whatever you already have in there. Second, make the payment. You can use the e-cashier online or the QR code in the app. And third, and this one's crucial, remember the deadline. Get it done by December 31st to make sure you get your tax relief for the year. Simple as that. And there you have it. That's your complete guide to the 2026 MediSave top-up. We've talked about the target, all the benefits, the trade-offs to consider, and the simple steps to actually take action. So now you have the plan. And really, the only question left is, how ready will your health fund be for whatever tomorrow brings?